Hello YouTube, welcome to this channel again. Today we are gonna talk about a man who surprisingly survived 2 attacks. So let's begin.
Where's your emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
Before I talk about the man's history, I'll tell you first about the September 11 and the Bataclan attacks. The September 11 attacks are 4 Islamist suicide attacks perpetrated on the same day in the United States. They happened in Midtown Manhattan in New York, Arlington, Virginia, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania in less than 2 hours. They are made by members of the jihadist network Al-Qaeda. On the morning of Tuesday, September 11, 2001, 19 terrorists hijacked 4 airliners. 2 planes are thrown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in Manhattan, New York, and a third into the Pentagon headquarters of the Department of Defense in Washington, killing all those on board, and many others working in these buildings. The 4th plane, which was flying towards the federal capital, crashed in the open countryside in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. These attacks are the deadliest attacks ever perpetrated. The official toll is 2,977 dead and 6,291 injured. The attacks of November 13, 2015 in France, claimed by the terrorist organization Islamic State Daesh, are a series of Islamist shootings and suicide attacks perpetrated in the evening in Paris and its outskirts by 3 separate commandos. The first attack took place in Saint-Denis near the Stade de France, where a friendly France-Germany football match was played, attended by the President of the Republic, François Hollande. 3 terrorists blow themselves up in what constitutes the very first suicide attacks in France. Other attacks then took place in Paris, where 3 individuals machine-gunned the terraces of cafes and restaurants. The longest and deadliest attack, counting 90 dead, takes place in the Bataclan Performance Hall, where around 1,500 people attend the concert of the American rock group Eagles of Death Metal, and where 3 other jihadists open fire on the public, before an assault by the police puts an end to it and kills the terrorists. The official death toll puts 130 dead and 413 hospitalized wounded, including 99 in an absolute emergency. Myuu was at the foot of the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001, when a plane hit the South Tower. This American, who has been living in France since July 2015, was also at the Bataclan on the Friday, November 13. It was around 10 p.m. Myuu was lying face down on the ground, his calf bleeding, exhausted, in the Saint-Pierre-Amelot passage, on which the emergency exit of the Bataclan opened. Daniel had come down from his apartment overlooking the passage to open the door of the hall of his building and allow survivors of the killing to find refuge there. Daniel pushed Myuu to the lobby of his building to put him in the shelter. It was then that the bullet passes through his left arm, probably shot from the balcony of the Bataclan. I felt something hot running over me, continues Myuu. Then I heard swearing and again shots. In the fourth-floor apartment, an interminable wait begins. It was very distressing to think that we were in the middle of Paris, that we were bleeding out and that no one could help us, testifies the journalist. At 1 a.m. Saturday, November 14, after the assault, the wounded were evacuated. The American says his wife didn't come with him because they couldn't find a babysitter. Unlike the majority of spectators, he recognized the sound of a rifle and immediately headed for the exit. He was crawling towards the emergency exit every time the terrorists stopped shooting to reload their weapons. I was advancing inch by inch. At one point, I saw the edge of the exit at the end of my hand. I was able to grab hold of it with one finger, then another. Exhausted, he collapses on the sidewalk. This is where Daniel, the man in black, will come looking for him. I had this human reflex not to let someone who was in front of me die, but it was the circumstances that allowed it, moderates the journalist. Under the shrapnel, I probably wouldn't have gone looking for Myuu. At 36, Myuu is doubly miraculous. On September 11, 2001, he was at the foot of the South Tower of the World Trade Center on the way to a professional meeting when the United Airlines plane crashed into it. I ran through almost half of Manhattan, but what I experienced at the Bataclan was 1,000 times worse. What do you think about that miraculous man? So, this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it and tell me in the comment what you think about it. So I'll see you next week for a new video. Goodbye!